Hey YouTubers, I wanted to do a little add-on video here for an extra feature or two with respect to this Harbor Freight trailer. One of the things that I wanted to be able to do, this is the 1720 pound, they call it a Super Duty Harbor Freight trailer. Got some other videos showing the build out on it, but one of the things I wanted to be able to do with this is haul bulky stuff like appliances. And the trailer, as you can see, rests pretty high off the ground when it's unloaded. And I wanted to be able to basically bring stuff up a ramp from the back of the trailer to get it up on the deck. And the ramp that I selected for doing that was another Harbor Freight item. This folding ramp here. It's 1,200 pounds rated. It's their item number. I'm going to turn the camera around here really quick. It's their item number 94057. It's actually two ramps in one. I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but there is a there's two ramps basically. They can be held together with three long carriage bolts, and I found that it's a perfect ramp for this trailer. I'm going to, this is just a suggestion here that I came up with for storing it off the trailer bed inside the trailer fence. My fence is 2.5 feet tall from the deck, so that kind of gives you a sense of how much space the ramp takes up when it's folded. And the way I did it is you can see just below the ramp here in the front and the back, I've got what are called rafter hangers, and they just kind of pop out. They hang on the second slat of the fence, and then the hook underneath is about 4 inches across, so it's actually a really perfect fit for this ramp. I'm just using a little piece of baling wire right here to hold the ramp in place up against the fence so that it doesn't fall out that way when you're moving it. And this is actually pretty stable when the thing's moving. It doesn't move much at all. I'm probably going to replace this. I'm not going to use this permanently, it's just to hold it for now. I'm probably going to get some rubber, some of those rubber bungee cords. I'll probably use two to just wrap around it to hold it securely against the fence so that it doesn't move around when I'm moving the trailer. I think I can probably also store it on the outside if I have to, if I got some kind of load, for example, that won't allow me to carry it inside like that. Anyway, I wanted to show you that first, but then the other thing I wanted to show you before I put the ramp up is I figured out pretty quick when I got the ramp that you can't hang it on the back of the trailer and use it, put any load on it, till you figure out a way to support the back end of the trailer. Otherwise it has to be hooked up to your vehicle to load it, and I didn't like the idea of that counterweight being put on the tow ball lock to keep the trailer from tipping back when you try to load it. So the real solution to that is to have some kind of support jack underneath the rear end. And what I decided to do was, you can see them, you may or may not be able to see them very clearly in this picture. I'll take it out in a second. That's kind of how they look in profile. These swing down jacks. I'll get down here closer. As you can see, I've mounted it right here up underneath, and these are really nice. You just kind of pull them out like that. They fall right down. You just pop the little lock out and the foot comes down. and I got one on each side, so they just pull back like that, and I'm ready to go. Now, they don't come with this block at the bottom, and the spread on this jack is about 19 inches when fully extended, which is just a little bit short for this particular trailer. It'll probably come down a bit when it's loaded, but just the jack alone doesn't quite cover the distance when the trailer's level. And they have longer versions of these, but I found that the longer one was ridiculously more expensive than a pair of these, which was, I think, 30 bucks including the shipping for me on eBay. So I just decided to get the shorter one, and I figured if I needed to, I could just add a block to the bottom to extend it a bit, which I did. And if that's still a little too short, you can adjust the height in the back by cranking up your tongue jack a little bit to put some more, to make it tip back on the jacks a little. In any event, they're long enough to get the support that I need in order to use the ramp. And I also wanted to show you how I mounted them, because it's a little tricky. I didn't want to mount them on the actual steel of the outer frame. Plus I wanted them to be a little more hidden, a little further back from this edge and hidden a little bit. So what I did is, I'll get underneath here and show you. I put a 2x4 right up underneath the deck, and put the edge so it goes right out to the, as you can see, this on this particular trailer, this outer frame piece is flat. It doesn't curl in, so it's just got an open edge here, which is perfect for this. So I took a 2x4 that extends out to the outer edge and put it in here, and secured it from the top of the deck to just hold it in place, so that I could mount the the jack pieces on the 2x4 with 1-inch lag bolts, because all those bolts have to do is give plenty of good support, just to hold the fixture in place. They don't have to support a load so much as just the weight and the motion of opening and closing the jack, right? So, and the 2x4, what the 2x4 does is it transfers the weight of your loading. When you got the ramp, it transfers the weight to the trailer frame right here. It doesn't put it on your deck to push the deck up away from the frame. The 2x4 transfers that load into the framing right back here. So it's a double benefit. You're getting the load placed where it should be on the trailer frame, not the deck, and you get a little extra clearance here to hide the jack a little better when you fold it up and put it away, so it's not hanging down too low under the back end of your trailer. So I thought this worked out really well. I'm really satisfied with it, and you can see it on the other side here. So that 2x4 just goes all the way from one side to the other. It's secured on the top by just some long screws that I put through the deck into the 2x4 to hold it in place. And then all the load, when you put a load on it, it's pushed up into the trailer frame there, and just worked out perfect. So I thought I'd show you that. Then I'll break this video and cut back to another one to show you the ramp in place and how it works. Okay, so this is the ramp deployed. You can see I've taken the ramp off the rafter hooks. That's what they look like, just hanging without the ramp on there. And you can see how easy these things are to use. Really simple, and really strong. You can just hang them on that edge of your fence. You may need to tape them down or do something like that just to hold them in place if you're not comfortable with just leaving them loose there, but I don't think I'm going to see much of a problem, especially when there's a cord securing the ramp to the side. As you can see, it's a nice ramp. This thing is rated for 1,200 pounds, which is 600 pounds a side, and you can separate the sides by just taking out these, I don't know if you can see that down there, taking out these long carriage bolts that hold the two halves together. There's 3 of them. And what I've done here is I got my jacks down, so you can see that. Got the jacks down on both sides. I got my wheels chocked, and I got the tongue jack wheel immobilized so that nothing moves, and then you can basically wheel anything up the back of this that you need to in order to get your big, bulky, awkward load into the back of this thing. And I'll show you. I'll just walk up into it here, and I weigh a good 250 pounds. At least that's all I'm going to admit on camera here. And I'm up in the trailer, and the trailer's not moving around. I really love this thing. I mean, it's a great addition to this trailer. You can see, but you got to have all those little extras figured out for safety. You want to have everything properly immobilized before you try to use a ramp like this on this trailer. You can see that I've got the safety chains are attached to my handy dandy little cargo bed anchors. The chains are long enough I could even wrap them around. They'll reach all the way to these posts here, and I could secure them there if I need to. But safety chains are really nice. They have to be used just to make sure the ramp doesn't slip off the back of the trailer while you're using it. So I'll go back down here, hopefully not kill myself while I'm doing it. And I just wanted to show you the way the ramp tabs fit over the back of the trailer. Look how nice that is. The gap in the middle, if you got a marker, like my marker is this bolt right in the middle of the deck there, so I can it's really easy to spot the middle of the ramp to know where to place it, and just comes down really nice. So I'm jazzed. There's basically nothing I can't get up into this trailer up to its maximum weight capacity, which is 17-20 pounds. But I mean, I'm generally probably never going to exceed 1,500 just to be safe. But so this video is just to feature the ramp, show you how I dealt with the issue of jacking up the back, just so I make sure that wherever the trailer goes and I'm carrying the ramp, I can always use it. I don't need to have any extra stuff with me to secure the back. I've always got those jacks in place, and it's a great add-on. It's just one more thing that I can do with this trailer, which is pretty much basically everything. It's a flatbed. It's a fenced thing. I can put tarps over it and move stuff that I don't want to get wet. I mean, I really dig it, and this is a nice add-on. So hope it helps. Enjoy.